Well, what have we here? This is my buddy Roger. This is his guitar, and he lent it to me. I'm gonna do a little work on it, but look at the case. The case is pristine. It looks brand new, doesn't it? But and look at the guitar. Oh man. This is a 1964 pre-CBS Fender Stratocaster with the Brazilian rosewood fretboard. I mean, look at this thing. Look at it's pristine. Look at the. There's like a ding here and there, but I mean it's in just phenomenal shape. Original frets, original pickups. Look at the finish. It's not even like Stevie Ray Vaughan's looks like hell. I mean, look at that. It's the real McCoy. It's the real McCoy. And the neck plays really good. The neck is actually figured a little bit. But it's original, man. Look at the case. Look at the case candy. Look, it's got the original. Like, oh, is this the original hang tag? Oh my goodness. 64 Strat. The serial number. Not B neck. 12, 14, 64 pickups. And the pots were all original. Yeah. Look. Yeah, pretty cool, indeedy doody. Here's the 64 Fender Stratocaster with synchronized tremolo. Look at the rosewood flat fretboard. Look at the rosewood flat. Okay, so what Roger wants me to do, this is like really hard to, it's all gunked up and it's not moving very well. So I'm gonna lube it and put some of this stuff over here. This is the good stuff right here. Deox. Fader. This is for faders and switches and, anyway, we're gonna see if we can get that lubricated, that switch there. And then he also, so this is a floating tremolo right now. It'll probably sound better if it's, pressed against the body. Make the wood resonate a little bit better. So I'm going to take off the back here, and I'm going to either tighten the screws or put another spring in there. So let's see. I'm going to take the back off first. Okay, I've removed all the screws. Put them in this little handy dandy holder. So let's see what we got here. Oh, so it is missing a spring. Well, there's your problem. I was going to tighten that, but somebody just removed a spring. So there is a spring in the case. I'm gonna put that in there. And this is the original steel. That's a steel, not zinc. Hopefully, yeah. You can see kind of the tool markings there. That looks like it's. I don't know a lot about Fenders, but that is definitely steel. And that's good, because you don't want the zinc or whatever they're making them out of now. All right, here's your ground wire. All right, I'm gonna put a spring in there. Yep. And here's the extra spring that was in the case. So we're just gonna move this one over and stick it in there. Let's see how it works. Okay, that was pretty easy. All right, let's see if the tremolo is seated, and why, yes, it is. Let's make sure, first of all. Definitely don't want to scratch this guitar, so we're going to be very careful. Let's see. Is it seating? think so. Hey, I'm gonna put the trem back on and see what happens. Yeah. Yeah, when I pull up on it, it's almost floating, but it's seated more. I'm gonna keep it like that. I don't think it needs to be screwed in anymore. I think that's a take. Okay, now we're gonna do the fun part, which is to take the strings off and then take the pick guard off, and we're gonna see the pickups and the dates and all the electronics. That'll be fun. Okay, now that I've got the strings off, look at this Brazilian rosewood. Ooh. Oh, look at that. Brazilian. Frets are in great shape. This thing's mint almost. Look at that fretboard. Oh my gracious. Here's your pickups. You can see they're beveled. They're a little bit beveled. Here's your... The saddles aren't even rusted. There's no gunk on there. I mean, this thing is in great shape. Okay, let's take off the pick guard. See what we got. There we go. All right, look at this. It's got a piece of masking tape in here. Look how the finish. They don't have the burst on the. That's odd. Why don't they have the burr? They have it here. But then when you get into the cavity here, did that fade away or something underneath the pick guard? No. That's interesting. I guess they never sprayed it there. Figured nobody would see it. So they got a, there's a piece of tape here. And it says M-O-R-C-T. I don't know what it says. But look at your electronics here. Here, got your dates on the pots there. I don't know what it says, but it's hard for me to see it. You got your pot dates there. Yep, looks all original. Look at this. Okay, so this is L.Y. is probably the lady's name who wound this pickup. 1214. Here's another one. 14. 64. I can make out a 64 there. And look here, there's another L. I guess it's an L.Y. or L. And you can't really see the date on this one. But it's interesting, I can't see. 1214. There's a 1214 64. So, you know. And you got the same signature. Look at this. And here's your aluminum shielding plate. Now let's take a look at this. See why this thing is not moving. It's not obvious. Doesn't look really gunked up at all. But we'll just put a little lube on there, and that should fix it. But anyway, this is all original. Look at the old masking tape that hasn't been messed with. This is genuine. This is genuine. Let's see what else we can look in here before we put it away from public eye. Okay, there's a little something in there. 10. What is that? It's like a little 10, it says in there. And look, there's an S there, whatever that means. Look at the routing. Look at the routing. All this stuff, an expert would be like, oh, yep, that's original. That's definitely, that's right. That looks right. This looks right. Mm-hmm. Well, looks like you got a genuine 64 Fender Stratocaster right there. I think so. Yes. Okay. Okay, let's see if we can get this switch to move a little better. Okay, so I just loosened these screws right here, and it's moving a lot easier now, which makes me think that maybe we don't need to put a lot of foreign material, spray some foreign material in there. Maybe just a little bit of lube right there. Okay, so you know what's happened here? This pick guard has, over time, it's shrunk. You notice these holes don't really line up anymore. So it's this aluminum that is just rubbing against this post here, and that's why it's, because it switches just fine. Ain't nothing wrong with that switch. So I'm gonna get Roger's permission to kind of enlarge that hole. Another thing I've noticed about this is, look, this is factory. Like a chunk of the wood came off there, I think. And it's got to be factory because it's got the original paint still on it. That's kind of interesting, isn't it? Look at the routing job too. It's kind of not so good. It's all factory. Very interesting. Also, now that I'm looking at these solder joints here, that looks kind of shiny and new. These look kind of shiny and new. That pot looks, I don't know, maybe not. This thing is so pristine that it looks like it's not aged. It's so good. It's amazing. So Roger has decided not to change the, to do anything further. It's just good to know that that it's not, the switch is all gunked up, so we don't have to. I've lubricated it a little bit, so I'm just going to put it back together, and it should be a little easier to switch now, but we're going to keep it as original as possible, and I think Roger made the right decision. Okay, cool. So I'll put it back together. So you can tell how much the see how the holes don't exactly line up, because the pickguard has shrunken. It has shrunken. So, but what I did was I kind of loosened these screws a little bit. They're not super tight, but it has freed it up. So just keep your eye on the tightness of these screws. If they start backing out, just put them back in. But that makes it a little easier to switch it. It's not quite as, it's not bad. That's not bad at all. Anyway, very interesting. Very interesting indeed. You can kind of see now how the screws don't quite line up. They're not tight. You just got to be careful not to crack the, see, look at that one, doesn't really fit. So they all kind of, shrinks, and you can see it's shrunk this way, and you can see where the gap is now. And this is shrunk that way. It makes sense. It's like a shrinky dink. It's a big shrinky dink. See that one right there? Yeah. Cool. That means this is that's evidence that this is original. Anyway, so I got the top back on, and it's still kind of hard to switch it, but that's just the way it is. That's the beauty of the beast. Okay, got the back on there. Ta-da! It's fixed. Well, I didn't fix it. I still have to string it up, but we did the best we could, and we got to see what was inside the the guitar here. Got to verify everything. That's pretty cool. Man, this is a nice guitar. Thank you, Roger, for lending it to me. It is an honor to be able to have this for a short period of time and to work on it. So anyway, thanks for watching. One last little aside. Just want to see how much it weighs. So it's 7.12.9 ounces. No, 7 pounds, 7.1 pounds. Yes, don't worry. I put a paper towel under there to cushion it. So that's how much it weighs. Okay, you know what? All you guys out there were like, no, the video's not over yet. You have to do the pickup resistance. You gotta tell me what the resistance is on the pickups. So, okay, so we're gonna do bridge position first. So the bridge position is 5.3. Okay, let's see. Oh, that sucker is hard to move. Okay, so the middle position is 5.3. And the neck position is 5.1. Yeah, that's pretty good. These don't have a lot of resistance. Very interesting. Okay, so now you know.